Hey everyone, so today we're going to be working on the Yamaha Breeze 125cc. This is the same motor that's currently in the Yamaha Grizzly 125, and it's also in a couple other off-brand scooters and other vehicles that Yamaha licensed out this motor to. So I have already removed the plastics, which are sitting over here on my other Breeze. The airbox has been removed, the battery has been removed. I have also disconnected the exhaust, which was a 10 millimeter nut on either of these studs, and I broke this stud right here. So I am going to have to replace that when I get this cylinder out of the vehicle. I am going to remove the hex bolts for the tensioner and remove the chain tensioner, remove the timing cover here, and remove the timing nut or the socket bolt. And I'm going to hold the chain up with some zip ties. And I'm also going to remove the carburetor and the boot and the spark plug on this side. And then we can start removing the bolts for removing the head and the cylinder. So let's get right into it. This is going to be a relatively quick video because it's a pretty simple process. And I'm also just going to be using standard hand tools. I've got my impact gun over here. I've got some standard sockets, some ratchets, some pliers, some screwdrivers, a spark plug socket, a hammer so I can tap on some of these bolts and screws to try to get them loosened up before I go to try to remove them. But yeah, it's pretty simple hand tools to get things going here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is removing the spark plug. Just going to be disconnecting the coil over here. Making sure I have the right size socket. Yes, I do. Removing the spark plug will allow the motor to not have compression. So it'll make things a little bit easier to work with. Okay, spark plug removed. And I do know this motor runs because I did test run it before. Now I'm going to just remove the carburetor. These are 10 millimeter nuts on these studs. And this guy can go get tucked back here. That's the breather tube for the bottom of the crank. And you just have to get past the lock washers, and then these will come free pretty easily. And I actually have a brand new carburetor for this. So here's the carburetor. I'm just going to put these nuts back on. Whoop, dripping some gas. So I don't lose things here. All right. Oh, and then I'm going to remove the nut for the choke. Sorry, the bolt for the choke cable. So that can come free, and I already loosened that up. I'm just going to tuck this up front and let that hang out up there. I'm going to put my bolt back for my choke cable so I don't lose it. And then I want to remove this little breather tube. Let's see how easy it is to get off. Oh, easy as that. All right, I'm going to lay that there. Now I can use an Allen key for these to remove the breather. And I'm also just going to remove my coil just to move things out of the way a little bit more. All right. That's off to the side. This bolt I'm just going to put back into place so I know where it goes. All right. Now it's just Allen key for this bolt. And I might need my extension. And the top bolt here. A little bit of dirt in there. All right, so I removed these two plugs that are just looking like this and this. You just use a screwdriver to unscrew them. And there is, as you can see, there's an O-ring that's just sitting here. So that is supposed to be inside that. And there's an O-ring sitting right there. That's supposed to be inside that. So as long as they don't move, I'll be all right. So this is the window you want to look through. And you simply want to turn this and look through the window, and as it turns you'll see timing marks. So that was an arrow, and you kind of can't see it, but there's a little tiny arrow pointer thing that's right here. It's right in that shadow, so you almost can't see it. And I'm going to be looking for a T or something. Oh, there's a Yamaha symbol. Oh, there's an H, and there's the T. So I'm assuming I need to be on that line in between that. So I'm going back around again. So here's the H, and here's the line right there. I'm going to say that's top dead center. So now I can release my timing chain tension over here, and we're going to be removing the timing cover here and seeing if I'm top dead center on this cam. If I'm not top dead center, if I have the arrow pointing down on the cam, then I need to go 180 degrees on the other side to make my cam at top dead center. And yeah, we're almost at the point where basically we can just start removing the main head bolts along with the little hidden Allen key bolts, which There's one hiding right here in the shadow. You kind of can't see. There's one hiding right here on the side. And I believe that's all. So we will be removing this cylinder head here shortly. Let's get right to it. All right, so I also removed the coil just to get it out of my way, just so I have as much room as possible. Now we're going to be removing the timing cover, double checking the timing mark on the cam to ensure that we're at top dead center before we start removing the valves and the head. So these are just 2 Phillips screws that hold on this little timing cover. And we should just be able to give it a little tap. And that comes right off. And I'm going to just set this to the side so I don't lose things. And I'm just looking in right here, and yes, I am dead on, top dead center. So what I can do now is loosen this nut, remove my chain tensioner, and what I want to do is catch this chain from falling into the motor, and I'm going to throw a couple zip ties around it. So I have some zip ties here. I believe this is a 17 millimeter, yes. I have my impact gun right here. Let's hit that 17. All right, that's loose. Now we just want to grab this cap. That comes off. And then the cam should come off as well. So I'm going to just bend a zip tie so I can get it around the chain right now. And see if I can fish this out. Because basically if you let the chain fall all the way down into the bottom part of the engine, you might have some tough times trying to fish it out. So I'm going to try to snag this chain right here. Sorry if you're looking at the back of my head, but okay. And this gear should come off. There it is, perfect. Got my zip tie around the chain. And I just want to give that a few clicks and put another one right here. All right, now my chain can't fall down. Now I just need my ratchet over here. I'm actually just going to throw these timing covers right back into place. Just so I don't get dirt and debris inside the motor. And I'm just going to hand snug them down just with my fingers. Okay, ratchet. And we're going to be removing the chain tensioner. These are just the 2 Allen keys. All the Allen keys seem to be the same size on this little motor. And I'm also going to remove the 10 millimeter that's right here on the back side of the tensioner. That has a little spring behind it. Just gonna leave that loose. I should be able to pull the tensioner out after I remove these 2 Allen keys, Allen bolts. If I can speak correctly. 1. And 2. Got a little oil dripping there. All right. Chain tensioner. Just going to put this right here on the tire also. I'll throw all this over here so I don't lose things once again. Okay, chain tensioner out. Now my cam gear should be much more loose. Yeah, everything's free in here. Oh, there it goes. So I'm also going to throw this around the cam gear, just because I don't want the cam gear slipping down. All right, there we go. Okay, now we're ready for the top main bolts. We also have these littler Allen key bolts here. Let's see if I can remove these. All right, 1. And there's another one up front, right here. Moved. There it goes. Okay. We're going to leave that for a minute. Let's see, I'm finding up here. Okay, so we got that loose. Not seeing any other Allen keys. Let's go for the head studs. 12 millimeters. One. Oh. 2. Ooh. Oh. Oh. 3. Number 4. Oh. Ooh. They were in there. All right, we might get some oil leak in here, so I'm going to grab my drain bucket. All right, so we should be able to pull the head studs out. Whew. Nice and oily. just set these over here. Those are the two backs. I don't think it really matters. There's these little copper gaskets, which I'm sure you're not supposed to reuse. All soaked with oil. Yummy. They all appear to be the same length. So I don't have to worry about mixing them up. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. I should be able to pull off the valve cover. And I still have to remove this bolt. I may as well do it. I'm not sure if it's holding me back. This weird Allen key one that's hidden up front that was binding up on me. It feels weird. Does not feel right. Well, probably just a bunch of corrosion on the threads. Whoops. Oh yeah. Talk about a bunch of corrosion. Oh man, it yanked out some of the threads. Whew. Dirty one. So I've got two of those guys now. Now is that all of them? Yes. Okay. So the valve cover's coming off. I just have all these zip ties everywhere, preventing this from falling down. Let's cut a couple of these guys back off. This one can go. There we go. Okay, now the chain should just slide down. You just kind of fit the zip tie out with it. There we go. Oh, that's crunchy. Nice. All right, so I'm going to zip tie this zip tie to the frame so that I don't, oh wait, I still have to pull the cylinder off. Alright, chain guides, a little valve cover gasket. I've seen one other video where the kid was like, it's got 3 gaskets on this thing. Here you go, bud. It's supposed to have 3 gaskets. It's how it was made from the factory, I'm sure. Chain guide coming up and out. Still looks alright. This chain guide, I think, stays on there for right now. And then we're going to pull. Let's do this. I already disconnected the exhaust back here, so I should be able to just move this out of the way completely. Why do they make these exhausts so difficult to remove? Oh, now I'm caught up in a bunch of wires and stuff. What a nightmare. Alright, exhaust is out. Yay. Alright. I don't see anything else that would be holding me up. Let's get the good old trusty pry bar. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Little piston right there. Looks good. Oh, there it goes. I don't need the pry bar. Okay. So we're picking this up. There it goes. Oh. Just like that. Come on, baby. There it goes. There's the cylinder. Let's put that right here for right now, so I can zip tie my chain to the frame. And there we have it. Let's take a look at the jug. Looks pretty solid in there. I just see some glazing, so we will be repairing that. Looks like a standard stock cylinder. I'll get this gasket removed down here. Oh man, you can still see the original cross hatching right here where the piston doesn't come down. You might not be able to see it in the camera, but yeah, cylinder looks all right. Piston doesn't look horrible. So this is down here. Now the valves, on the other hand, these guys are cooked. They still look like they're seating properly, but they definitely look chunky. I'll get that all cleaned up. And this is where I have to remove this stud. Yeah, I'll probably adjust the valves too while I'm at it. And here's my cam. Looks good. Bearings look like bearings. So I'll set this down over here. Now the fun part that everybody wants to see. Let's remove the camera and bring you down to see the piston. So the rings look like rings. Oh yeah, you could see all that wear on the piston. On the back side, the front side, this is the exhaust side. That looks all right. So yeah. Little piston, definitely got some wear right there, and I'm sure these rings are pretty cooked. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, replacing some piston rings and replacing the piston too while we're at it. So I'm just feeling this crank while I'm here. I definitely feel some side to side. Oh, I just moved the whole thing. I don't feel any up and down play, but I'm gonna have to do that again when I get the piston off. So that will be the next thing that I'm doing, is removing the piston. So thank you for watching. The next video will be us cleaning this up. I have to hone the cylinder. I'm going to be replacing the piston and the wrist pin and the clips and the rings. Then we'll be putting everything back together, torquing everything down, making sure our timing is correct, and firing this thing up. Thank you for watching the disassembly process. Okay, so we're going to be removing the piston and wrist pin. There should be a little clip right here. You can stick your screwdriver in there and kind of start to pry out. This might be difficult to do with one hand. I can already see it. Well, I'm gonna go grab another tool real quick. Alright, now I'm back. I grab the little clip right here. There it is. And now I should be able to push that pin through the other side. Yeah, right. Oops. Didn't mean to push the piston down like that. Let's see here. Let's go to the other side. Back to the other side. Let's see if we can push that out. Might have to give it a little taparoo with a hammer. Give me a second here. And just like that, with a couple taps from a hammer on the other side, should be able to grab this pin and pull it right out. In theory, I guess. And I'm obviously getting a new one of these, or else I would not be doing this like this. Oh, I can't say I thought this would be this difficult. There we go, Project Breeze. I still have to clean up the gasket here, but we've got no up and down play, a little bit of side to side play, which is allowable. Got to clean that up. I've got piston here, which on the intake side definitely had some wear. The exhaust side looked pretty good. And I'm not sure if that black line is supposed to be there on the pin, but there it is. There's the top of the piston. It was sitting like this. What a little baby piston on this quad. Kind of crazy how small it is. And there's the cylinder head. I'll get that all cleaned up and get the cylinder honed out. Let's get this thing back together.